Welcome to the Fierce as Fuck podcast. I'm your host, Amanda King, and I'm here to teach anybody who wants to fucking listen how to have the audacity to say fuck it to societal standards and live their most authentic life. This podcast is dedicated to bringing sexual conversations from behind closed doors onto the main fucking stage. Because sex, masturbation, squirting, guess what? It's all fucking normal. And by bringing these conversations to the forefront, we help people feel less alone in this world. We help them feel safe. We help them gain their power back, step into their confidence, and have the ability to express themselves authentically as fuck in this world. Because it takes fucking audacity to be your truest self. And we have boatloads of audacity up in this bitch. So let me ask you this. Are you ready for some epic shit? Hello, everybody. So glad that you are here today with me to record this episode. So I wanted to have a discussion about self-love practices to get you to connect back with your body, because we have a lot of women who listen to this podcast, and I did a Instagram story push, that's why I keep giggling, on ways to reconnect with your body. And one of the things that I had mentioned was recording yourself while masturbating. And I was not prepared for the feedback I was going to receive on that. And it wasn't anything bad. And I'm laughing because it's like, I think it made some ladies cringe, to be honest, and it made a lot of women nervous. And I got a lot of messages like, I can't do that. I'm not ready for that. Oh my God, that just made me giggle. I giggle when I'm nervous. I can't even imagine doing that with myself. And it made me realize I needed to pump my brakes a little bit when it came to giving advice for women to reconnect with their bodies, because where I am on my journey obviously isn't where everybody is. And so since I have a lot of women who listen to this podcast, and now a lot of men who are trying to help their girlfriends feel more comfortable with their bodies and their sexualities, I figured I'd do an episode where we kind of take a step back and we discuss some beginners self-love practices to get you to reconnect with your body again. And we're going to still talk about the masturbation one, but we're going to leave that towards the end. So the first thing that I would really recommend women doing to reconnect with your bodies is start taking nude photographs of yourself. And I know y'all just died right there. And you were probably like, whoa, that's still too far for me. And I understand this, but what you have to realize is that if you cannot look at your body naked in the mirror taking a photo, then you're never going to reconnect with your body, no matter how hard you want to. If you can't even stand to look at yourself naked, you're never going to be able to reconnect with it, because you're treating your body like it's not a part of you. And I get that. And I totally understand where you're coming from. This isn't me preaching on a pedestal. This is someone who, like, there was a point in, I think it was like last year or the year before, where I literally avoided the mirror naked at all times. I would get out of the shower, I would throw my towel on, and I would run like the fucking road runner so fucking fast away from the mirror, because I didn't want to look at my body, because it was nowhere where I wanted it to be, right? I had been in a relationship for 8 years at this point. I had gained some weight. I was not feeling sexy. And what I failed to realize at the time was that if I didn't start liking my body at the weight I was then, I was never going to lose weight properly, and I was never going to reconnect with my body. But if you would have told me that at the time, I would have told you to fuck off and not listen to you. So I hear you when you're cringing and you're dying a little inside by just hearing this first piece of advice. But let me tell you how much this is going to transform your fucking existence and your body and your soul, heart, and mind when you start taking nude photos of yourself. If you can't do the photos, at least every single time you are in the shower, get out of the shower and drop the towel. Drop the towel right in front of a mirror and look at your body. You have got to respect your body where it is if you want it to get where you want to go. If you are constantly hating on your body is never going to work for you. It's going to work against you in every way, shape, or form, right? It's going to work against you in losing weight. It's also going to work against you in sex, because then when you're having sex, right, you're going to look at a part of your body and think, oh my God, my thighs look super fucking like big right now. And then automatically there's like an intrusive thought that pulls you out of the mood for sex. And then all you can concentrate on is that dimple in your fucking thigh. And then you're not concentrating on what's happening, or even masturbating. If you are not being able to look at your body naked, how are you touching yourself? You're probably not. And I want you to feel the most maximum pleasure in this life. And I want you to reconnect with your body, because society has caused you to disconnect with it. And I get that. And so what I want you to just start doing is just at least looking at yourself naked in the mirror, or taking photos of yourself. And I want you to do this twice a day if you can. If that even freaks you the fuck out, let's pull it back and try to do it twice a week at first, and work yourself up to doing it every single day. Why? Why twice a day? Well, easy. One, you're going to be at your thinnest, and you're probably going to feel your best first thing in the morning, right? You're going to feel your less bloated. You're going to feel your kind of like hottest in the morning. At the end of the night, you're going to feel your fucking worst. You're going to feel like you're bloated. You've eaten and drank all day. You've possibly worked out. You probably had some salty food. So I want you to take photos or look at yourself twice a day so you can get used to what your body does throughout the day and how your body transforms. And then what I want you to do is I want you to look at your body, and I want you not to focus on everything you hate. I want you to focus on everything that you love. And don't come at me and say, I don't love anything about my body right now. You've got to learn to. You've got to learn to at least respect your body. So looking at the mirror and saying, wow, my traps look really good. Wow, my thighs look really good. I've always had a great ass. My ass is phenomenal, right? Oh, my eyes are so pretty, right? My lips are so full and so luscious. I want you to start looking at yourself again and complimenting yourself again. You have got to start doing this. In order for you to get right with your body. It's hard, I understand, but this is the first step to regaining your self-confidence, to regaining your sexuality, to regaining you and finding yourself again. So I want you to do this in the morning and at night. And I want you to look at your body and say, I look great here. I love this. The second thing I want you to start doing is I want you to start complimenting yourself in general, in life, without saying the word but afterwards. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, right? This is the times where you say something like, and this happens with every single time I have a confidence one-on-one client and we have our confidence kickoff call. I will say, tell me the things you hate about yourself, that you don't like about yourself. And the laundry list will be long as fucking hell. It will be the biggest part of the notes that I take. And then I will turn around and I will ask you, so tell me what you like about yourself. And this is the fucking response I get every single time. I like my eyes, but I wear glasses, so that kind of hides them. I like my shoulders, but I have a little bit of that like underarm bra fat that I hate. I like my legs, but I think that they're a little thick and they make me self-conscious. It's this but at the end of every single compliment you give yourself. And or on the receiving end of that, every single time someone gives you a fucking compliment, you say, like if they're like, oh, your hair looks great today, you end up replying with, oh my God, my hair looks like shit, but thanks. Or like, I really like your makeup today. And you're like, oh, this took me 30 seconds. It's not that big of a deal. And you don't even acknowledge or receive that compliment. And then every time you're trying to compliment yourself, you compliment yourself with a negative that automatically follows. And I need you to stop that shit. This is a way of allowing yourself to receive compliments from you and other people. Your body needs to be praised. And what I mean by that is if you are constantly like talking negative about your body and how much you hate your body and how much you can't like stand to be near your body, then your body will hate you right back. You can go to the gym 5 days a week, become the biggest fucking cardio bunny in the entire world, go down to a fucking child's diet of 1,200 calories a day, and your body won't fucking budge because you are being so mean to your body. Your body's not going to help you at all. And the first way of healing our relationship with our body is being able to accept compliments from ourselves and from other people. So number 2, when someone says to you, hey, Sarah, you really love that dress. It's quite beautiful on you. Saying literally right back, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It makes me feel beautiful. Follow it up with another compliment. And you are not egotistical for this. You are not any like arrogant. You are not any of those words that you're already thinking in your head. Well, I can't do that because then people are going to think I'm full of myself. No, it means you're a confident being and you recognize your fucking value. And so when people say things to you, like, I love your hair, say, thank you so much. I love it today too. And even if you're not feeling it and someone like you feel tired, you feel like shit, and someone says, oh my God, you look so good today. Even sitting there and saying, thank you so much. I really needed to hear that today because I wasn't feeling great, but that made me feel better. It is going that extra mile to be fucking nice to yourself. If someone says to you, I think you have beautiful eyes, being able to sit here and say, you know what, I do, and I really love them, and I thank you so much for saying that to me, because that just made me feel so much better about myself. There is a way of being able to be confident and be self-assured without being a fucking ass about it, right? It is not me sitting here, and sometimes I even say, I'll say, well, I think I said something to my other day on my Instagram about like, hey, well, like, you don't need to tell a lady you want to fuck them. They know you want to fuck them. That's not arrogance. That's not ego. That is value. And that is understanding my confidence of, yeah, people want to fuck me. I get that, bro. That is not something that's new, right? And being okay with myself to feel that I can express that without feeling like people are seeing me as egotistical, because the people who truly know me know that's not what it's about. It's setting those energetic standards out there. And if you can't treat you right, how do you expect other men, ladies, persons in this world to treat you right? If you were shitting on yourself 24/7, you were putting out into the fucking universe the energy that you want to receive. I fucking believe that with all of my heart and all of my soul. Ooh, that was very New Yorker right there, the wall. So you can tell I'm in New York lately. But you will literally put out this energy of negativity. If you are just like, I am disgusting, I am fat, I am ugly, I am breaking out, I am this, you are putting all of that negativity into this world and then wondering why the people around you are treating you like shit when you are treating you like shit. You cannot expect other people to treat you like the goddess you fucking are until you start treating yourself like the goddess you fucking are. And until that happens, you're going to energetically pull in the worst of the worst of the fucking worst into your life. Trust me, I have been there, done that 20 times plus. It is a thing. And so in order for you to reconnect with your body and be able to reconnect with yourself and energetically pull in what you want and what you desire in this life, you have got to be nice to yourself. Women are the meanest motherfucking bitches to ourselves. I always say about showing up in the online space, when people say to me, how can you post like half nudie photos online? Aren't you concerned with what other people are going to think and what other people are going to say? And I laugh because I say, no one can say anything meaner to me than I've said to myself. No one in this world can be meaner to me than I have been. There is not a comment that someone could make that would break my heart more than a comment I have made about myself. And that is every single woman out there on this fucking planet who constantly shits on themselves. You are your meanest motherfucking mean girl to yourself. You are the Regina George of yourself, ladies. And it's time you stopped doing that shit because you're calling in all of these other Regina Georges when you deserve so much fucking better. So step 2, elongated step, but one of the most and fucking important, you gotta start being fucking nice to yourself. Be nice. Number 3, sensual touching. And this is not sensual touching of other people. That is a step that you can explore when you are ready to explore it. This is sensual touching of yourself. And this is not, I'm not talking about masturbating here. What I'm talking about is when you're by yourself or when you're just sitting in a chair on a couch, you're just chilling. Touch yourself. Like, put your like, what am I trying to say here? Put your hands on your chest and just rub your chest, right? Women have nails. If you have nails, and men, I mean, you could do this as well. Like rub your fingers across your breastbone, right? Take your thumb, take your finger and rub it against your lips, right? It feels good. Put your palm, like the back of your palm against your hand and run it against your face and run it down your chin, right? If you're laying on the couch or you're laying in bed, I do this one a lot. I'll take my fingernails and I'll rub them up and down my thighs. I'll rub them on the side of my thighs. I'll rub them down my calves. I want you to start sensual touching yourself. Once again, this is getting used to physical touch again. And you've got to get used to you touching yourself first before you will get used to other people touching you. I took the love language quiz with my friend Kate. She's like, you got to take the what is it? The languages of love quiz. I took that fucking thing. What was it? Literally this time last year. And I scored a 0% on physical touch, y'all. And I laugh because it became a huge joke with my friends and I that I scored a 0% on physical touch because I had closed myself intimately off to everyone, including myself, that I couldn't handle just touch. Like if someone would hug me, it would make me feel awkward. I would be like, oh my God. My friend Kate used to have to be like, can I hug you? Because she was so scared to touch me because of this. I am not a touchy-feely person. I don't think I ever have been, or at least that's what I was telling myself, because I wasn't touching myself. Because girls aren't allowed to like touch themselves, even if it's not sexual, right? Because everything we do is deemed sexual by society. So I can't even run my hands over my chin without someone thinking I'm trying to fuck them, allure them, seduce them. And so I had cut myself off from physically touching my body at all. So the idea of sensual touching is just to reconnect with physical touch, because you have to feel safe touching yourself before you're gonna feel safe with anybody else touching you. And this includes your partner or your spouse. If you are having a dry spell in your relationship, are you having a dry spell where you are literally cutting intimacy off completely? Like you're not even masturbating. Then this is where you need to go to start masturbating again and work your way up to starting to have sex again with your partner. You've got to start sensual touching. And it doesn't have to be sexual, ladies, right? Stop thinking everything has to be over sexualized. And I understand why you do, because like modern media makes us feel like we have to be porn 24/7. But even just rubbing your hands up and down your thighs. I did I guess I would call it a thirst trap yesterday on my Snapchat, where I was in my signature Amazon tops. If you follow me, you know exactly what top I'm talking about. And I was in a blue pair of underwear. And all I did was I got on my knees and I started sensual touching myself. I ran my hands up my thighs, up my sides, across my breasts. I kind of like grabbed my shirt a little. I think I might have like bit my lip a little bit. People went fucking crazy over that video. I wasn't doing anything over sexual. I wasn't flaunting my tits. I wasn't spread eagle. I was just touching my body in a sensual way that turned other people on, because you could tell it felt good to me. And so sensual touching yourself when you're by yourself, when you're out freaking drinking a coffee, right? Like when you're just around and existing, start touching yourself again. This is going to get you used to physical touch again. This is going to make physical touch feel good. And then obviously when you're touching yourself, right, certain areas of your body are going to feel really good to be touched. These are the areas that you can start communicating with your partner that you like being touched there. And so even if you're touching the back of your neck, right, and like you're kind of playing with your own hair, and the next time your significant other, say you're driving and they do that, being able to turn to them and say, oh, that's one of my favorite things. Can you do that more often? I really like that. But you're not going to be able to communicate that until you do it yourself. So once again, that's number 3, and that is sensual touching. Now, number 4 is where you're all gonna freak out a little bit, because we're gonna talk about masturbation. And if you're not freaking out, great, I'm glad, like fucking perfect. But it's time to take the sensual touching to sexual touching, right? The first thing you need to do is start exploring your pussy again and what turns you on again. Because if you lose touch with your body, you sometimes lose touch with the ability to figure out what turns you on. And this happens a lot in like really long-term relationships too, where it's like, if you're with someone for, I don't know, fucking know, 5+ years, the same shit that used to get your boat and like engine running may not be the same shit you're into now. And one of the first ways that I actually discovered like started masturbating again was reading adult fantasy books. I was talking to my best friend up in New York about this the other day, because like those books are written for women by women. And so it speaks about sexuality and seduction and all of that through the female gaze. So I started reading those books again, and I was like, oh wow, I'm like getting really turned on by this. Like this is like feeling really good to me. And that's kind of how I started opening up the gates to start masturbating again. And with masturbation, ladies, this is your time to shine, ladies. Like this is your time for you. So when you are starting to explore yourself again, don't rush it. Right? This isn't about sticking the clit stimulator, the dildo, the vibrator, the whatever you're fucking into on your body and seeing how fast you can come. Right? This is not a like get in it like wham bam thank you ma'am type of exploration. This is taking the time to explore your body again. What turns you on? This is 15 minutes to 30 minutes to 45 minutes of complete self exploration to be able to get your body to start responding to you again. So this may start out with like sensually taking your clothes off, right? It may start with sensual touching. And then all of a sudden you're touching your breastbone and it feels good. So you move to like touching your nipple, right? This could be running your hands down your stomach and that starts feeling good. So as you run your hands down your stomach, you go over your pubic bone and then you touch your clit just slightly. And then you move your hand back up your body. This is taking time with yourself because you fucking deserve it. Like it's that simple. You deserve this time to experience your maximum pleasure. And women who masturbate and self-pleasure know their bodies so well that it makes it so much easier to communicate what is good, what is bad, and what you hate to a partner. And it makes it easier to say, whoa, okay, so I didn't know that was going to turn me on, but like that really turned me on. This is a way also of a lot of women can only have orgasms while masturbating. Why? Because you feel safest with yourself. And so the more you explore yourself, the safer you feel to orgasm or to come with yourself, the safer you're going to feel with other people when you're ready to let them explore your body with you. And I would even say like with a new partner, one of the, like, I think it's kinky, I fucking love it, was like when you're with someone, let them watch you do it. When you get comfortable enough, right? Let your partner sit down and just say like, you cannot touch me, but I want you to watch me because I want you to see what pleases my body. I think Sherry Thao Smith was talking about it on a recent podcast episode a few weeks ago about sexuality in your 50s. And she said that was like something her and her husband started exploring because she wasn't like, she was conditioned not to masturbate. And then her husband's like, show me. Right? That's the level of comfortableness I want you to get with your own body of like, hey, I'm able to do this for me. It feels good. And when I'm ready, I'm going to share it with other people. So starting to take time, ladies, yes, time with yourself to self explore different toys, explore different lubricants if you need them, explore different forms of play, explore some kinks. Like I had, there was one time I was on the cusp of coming and I couldn't. And all of a sudden I said, in the back of my head, it was like a male voice said, good girl, come for me. And holy shit, within 30 seconds, I was over it, right? It's being able to play and role play these kinks with yourself as well during this time of self-pleasure. This is all about you. Let it be about you. Take the time with yourself. And this is the safest container to really push your body to the pleasure limits, right? So this is a time to really see like, hey, I usually, for example, like I'll use myself as a personal example, I can come, right? And so I only thought I could do it one time, like during a session, whether it's oral sex or sex, whatever it was. Like I only thought I could do it once. I was masturbating one time and I discovered I did it 4 times during a masturbation session. And I was like, holy, excuse me? Right? And so every time since, I'm always seeing like how far I can push my body, because this is the time that I get to, right? This is my pleasure zone. This is my time to let myself feel that oxytocin, that like fucking adrenaline, all of those good fucking endorphins hitting my body at once. This is my fucking time. I'm gonna take my time. And then obviously the step after that, I think I'm on step 5, is once you get comfortable with self-exploration, start recording yourself, exploring yourself. And it can be from whatever angle you want, right? It doesn't have to be the camera right between your legs. It can be the camera off afar, so it's not right there, right? But this is for you to see what your body does when it's in its most natural state of arousal. If you get used to seeing yourself when you are coming and when you are orgasming, it is a way for you to get comfortable with what you look like. So when you're doing it with a partner, you won't get so stuck up in those intrusive thoughts, because women, we tend to get freaked out sometimes when it comes to sex about how we look and how we're being perceived by our partner. But if we have seen multiple videos of ourselves at that highest arousal state, then we get comfortable with seeing ourselves there, which means we get less intrusive thoughts as we start having sex, because we're like, oh, I've already seen I know exactly what I look like, and this is okay, this is safe, and this actually turns my partner on. And so being able to record yourself, which y'all, like I said, you would have told me this a year ago, I would have fucking died. I would have died. Would have said absolutely not. But I started doing it and I was like really blown away by what was happening and like learning more about my body and like what it was capable of and like what I looked like at like this high arousal state. And I like would sit there and be like, God damn, I look good. Like I am so in my own head about how I look during sex, but I actually look really good. And like, if my meanest mean girl, thinks I look good, my partner thinks I look hot as fuck. And these videos are for you too, right? If you want to share them with your partner, by all means, when you're comfortable, do it. But these videos are for you and yourself. These are for you to share with you. These are videos even that I do. I don't share them with fucking anybody. I'll send one to Adam once in a while, but these are mine. right? These are my videos because I want to see my body, and this is how I connect to my body. And it will help you connect to your body again and be able, once again, to communicate to your partner what you want, what you need, and what you desire. So those are kind of like my 5, I guess, self-love tips in order to get you more comfortable with your body. This works for men, this works for women. And if you're listening to this now and maybe you're not affected by this, but you believe your partner is, share this episode with him or her and encourage them to listen and just like ask for their feedback on it. Like, what do you think of what she said, right? Like, does it make you more comfortable? Does it make you not comfortable? Like, what is it? And this is basically how you can start reconnecting with your body sexually again. And if you have any questions on this episode, for the love of God, please message me. Feel free to direct DM me, to DM me and say, hey, Amanda, like, I'm still nervous about this. Can we talk about this a little further? Anything that I can do to help you reconnect with your body is just, it's literally like, it makes me so fucking happy because so many women and men as well, because there are a lot of men out there that are disconnected from their own bodies because as well, they have to face conditioning too. And so if this episode can help you kind of tap back into becoming that person who loves physical touch, who loves intimacy, who loves connection, and who loves their body again, that's going to make me the happiest fucking person. So reach out to me if you need this, share this episode, screenshot it, put it on Instagram, make sure you tag me. And as always, I love you guys so fucking much. Thank you for being so open to hear this conversation today. Thank you so much for listening to the Fierce as Fuck podcast. And some parting words for you today. Remember this, no matter how hard society pushes you down, no matter how many times you fall, as long as you get the fuck back up, they can never stop you. You are unfuckable with. You will win. Don't allow this world to dictate how you show up in it. Don't allow society to make you bend the knee. Instead, make them bend theirs. And don't forget, if you like what you heard, go on to iTunes and Spotify and leave your girl a review. Until next time, my beautiful people.